Why do spirits seek out mages? I've always wondered.
You speak of demons. I am not a demon.
Aren't demons simply spirits with unique and sparkling personalities?
They have been perverted by their desires.
But what do they want from mages?
Perhaps they wish the same as I. Silence!
Are you saying that you could become a demon, Justice?
I said no such thing.
You said that demons were spirits perverted by their desires.
I have no such desires.
You must have some desires.
I have none. Desist your questions.
I apologize, Justice. I didn't mean to suggest you would become a demon.
I should certainly hope not.
I just wondered what relation there is between spirits and demons. Demons are a worry to any mage.
I do not know what makes demons as they are. Such evil angers me, but I do not understand it.
Well, I hope you never come to understand.
I as well, Mage. More than you could possibly know. I see that your feline companion remains with you.
He seems happy enough. Isn't that right, Sir Pounce-a-lot?
To enslave another creature does not seem just.
He's not a slave. He's a friend. And he's also a cat.
A cat that lacks freedom.
Oh, just ignore him, Sir Pounce-a-lot. They don't have pets in the Fade, apparently.
I understand that you struggle against your oppression, Mage.
I avoid my oppression. That's not quite the same thing, is it?
Why do you not strike a blow against your oppressors? Ensure they can do this to no one else.
Because it sounds difficult?
Apathy is a weakness.
So is death. I'm just saying.
I believe you have a responsibility to your fellow mages.
That bit of self-righteousness is directed at me.
You have seen oppression and are now free. You must act to free those who remain oppressed.
Or I could mind my business in case the Chantry comes knocking.
But this is not right. You have an obligation.
Yes, well, welcome to the world, Spirit. So, you're a How.
Do you have a point, Mage?
Hey, I'm fond of the Hows. I'm also fond of the Whys, the Whos, and the Whats.
How clever.
Oh, it's shameful how long it took me to come up with that. You know, Nathaniel, you're just like me.
Am I now?
Everyone hates your family for something terrible they did, even though you weren't involved.
I hope you have a point, Anders.
It's like you're a mage. If there were more Hows, they'd lock all of you up in a tower to protect everyone else.
A thrilling analogy. I've thought about what you said, Anders. The comparison between my family and mages. It's idiotic. I'm not about to transform into an abomination simply for being a How.
I didn't say it was a perfect analogy.
Being a How also does not allow me to control your mind.
Kinda missing my point, aren't you?
I am not a fan of oversimplifications.
Fine, fine. Your loss.
You seem rather attached to that cat, Anders.
It's more that he's rather attached to me. Isn't that right, Sir Pounce-a-lot?
Isn't that name a little ridiculous?
What do you think I should call him? Frederick?
There are worse names, I suppose. You don't always wear robes, do you?
Not when I'm naked, I don't.
I mean when you run from the circle. Robes would make you easy to spot.
So does the big I'm a Mage sign around my neck. I like to make it easy for the Templars.
Ah, so that's how it's going to be. How do the Templars always find you, Anders?
Incredibly angry. That's how they find me.
There must be some trick to it, surely.
They began recruiting women. The male Templars never stopped to ask for directions.
You're impossible to talk to.
I do my best. Is there some great ceremony when someone joins the Legion of the Dead?
It's called a funeral.
Right, but is it boring and somber like a regular funeral? I mean, you're not burying anyone.
This is true. Dwarven funerals involve a great deal of ale and singing. Then there is an orgy.
What? You're kidding!
Of course I'm kidding.
So you never told me what the ceremony was like.
It begins with chanting and toasts. Then we bid our families farewell. Then wailing and tears.
That does sound like a funeral. How depressing.
We're not the Legion of jaunty pub songs.
But think how much easier recruitment would be if you were. So what does the Legion do when you're not, dying?
I'm not sure. We do that a lot.
You can't do it all hours of the day. There must be some times when you're not out getting killed.
In those hours, we listen to smart-mouth mages ask stupid questions.
I always thought dwarves would be nicer.
I always thought mages would be smarter. You should let Sir Pounce-a-lot out more. Must be stuffy in that robe.
Out? You mean out to play with the Darkspawn? Such a great idea.
All right, I see your point. Could you set that bush on fire?
Probably, but why would I want to?
Could you freeze it?
Why do you want me to kill the bush?
Because it's there. It's an evil bush. Do it.
Magic isn't for your amusement. Why don't I just do a little dance and a spicy shimmy? Do.
Oh, ew. I'll pass.
You seem fascinated with Sir Pounce-a-lot.
We don't have cats in Orzammar. Well, maybe some nobles have them if they buy them from a surface merchant.
Everyone needs a pet.
Well, I had a nug once, for about an hour, before my uncle slaughtered him and ate him.
Perhaps one day we could sit down to discuss magic.
What would that accomplish?
Lots. Great civilizations are built on the sharing of ideas.
Sharing? You mean stealing, of course, followed by crushing those you stole from.
You know that chip on your shoulder? I think it's replaced your head.
The chip on my shoulder hasn't replaced my head.
Whoa! She's talking to me. Voluntarily. Check the sky for flying pigs.
Forget it.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Humans and their irrepressible urges. You escaped your circle, didn't you?
Several times. But they always found me using my phylactery. Not that I minded being caught much. They always assigned the same Templar to track me down. Or perhaps she asked. I hope it's the latter. Ah, those long trips back to the tower. I in manacles, she glaring silently. The air practically sizzled.
You escaped your circle? Repeatedly? For a woman?
Well, not for her, but she made being caught more fun. That's me, always looking on the bright side. Have I ever told you that I find tattoos on women incredibly attractive?
Have I ever told you that I find most humans physically and morally repulsive?
Good to know. You said you find most humans repulsive.
I was being polite. I meant you.
This is one of those love-hate things, isn't it?
Secretly, I've always wanted to take a human slug as my lover.
So there's a chance.
You're staring, Anders. Do I have to shoot you down again?
I was just admiring your lovely ears.
You think they're lovely?
Certainly. They're not clown-sized at all. I don't know why everyone says that.
I never... They're not clown-sized.
I know. I was agreeing with you.
My fireballs are bigger than yours.
It's not the size that counts, Falana.
Did they tell you that in your circle? They were trying not to hurt your feelings.
The circle lied to me? Andraste's sword! My world is falling apart! I have been unmanned!
So, Mage, huh? What's it like?
To have all this power at my fingertips.
No, to always have to wear a skirt. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know the story behind the robes. You know how strict things are in the circle, right? Well, of course you do. Well, the robes make quick trysts in the corner easy. No laces or buttons. You're done before the Templars catch on.
Really?
Just ask anyone.
Women are drawn to you when you play with that cat.
Like moths to a flame. Women like it when men show affection for small, fuzzy, defenseless beings. Like you.
Yeah, stupid Mage. Every time I pull something out of my robes, the women just flee. People talk about me stinking up the joint.
What are you on about now?
Cat piss. Little kitty there makes me want to vomit.
Don't listen to him, Sir Pounce-a-lot. You smell just fine. You're quite the dirty little dwarf, aren't you?
You're quite the dirty little mage.
I do my best. Still, I'm no ale-swilling mountain of belches like you.
And I'm no winking, slack-jawed coward like you.
True, we should form a club. You don't actually think your jokes are funny, do you?
Could have sworn that fly was buzzing again.
Har! Let me tell you about my life in one word.
Oh no, don't take me back to the tower. I'm far, far too delicate.
I'm not only a dwarf, I'm a moron. Listen to me fart.
Oh no, Big Templar man. What are you going to do with that sword?
Ew.
Don't play with fire unless you want to get burned, son.
I'm just going to assume that something died in your mouth.
Funny story. Dwarf attacks mage, dwarf wins.
Yeah, I noticed how you pissed in your armor in that last fight. Well done.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Why did you even want to be a Grey Warden? You thought it would make for great drinking stories?
I can't believe you survived the joining.
You got drunk and made a bet, didn't you?
I bet you I could crush your tiny human skull.
I bet I could drink you under the table.
You're on. What?
What?
You were staring at me, you man-skirt-wearing freak.
Oh, I thought you were being attacked by a wild animal. But it was only your beard.
You think you're so clever, don't you? Sparkle fingers.
So you are a thief,
Who, me? Not by profession, my friend.
and yet you were imprisoned for attempted theft.
Of things that belonged to my family and which were taken from us unjustly.
A likely tale. You have not paid for your crime yet, mortal.
Still stewing over that, are you?
You have been freed, but you have not offered penance.
Isn't being forced to listen to you penance enough? Do you do anything besides ponder what is just and unjust?
It is not all I do. It does, however, define my being.
So you were born just? A little self-righteous baby of justice crawling around the Fade?
I was not born. I simply am.
What happens when this body of yours expires?
How long does such a process take?
I don't know. Can you still walk around once you're simply bones?
So I'm led to believe, yes.
That is incredibly disturbing. Will you ever need to switch bodies, Justice?
I did not wish to possess this body. Why would I switch to another?
You might need to. Unless you wish to look even more obviously like a corpse.
I would prefer not to think of it. This thing you spoke of, switching bodies,
Not a favorite topic of yours, I take it.
would such a thing be permitted? Would it not be considered abominable?
If they're dead, it's not as if they need the body, Justice.
But I can still feel the man who once lived. I know his life, It is not just a body.
That's good, isn't it? I'd rather you felt that way.
Perhaps you are right.
What if you found a living body to possess?
Even if I knew how, I would not possess the living. Such is an act for demons.
What if the person were willing?
Why would a mortal ever allow such a thing?
For life, for love. Perhaps together you could do what they cannot do alone. If you gave instead of taking, I would consider you no demon.
It is something to consider. Thank you, Nathaniel. Am I correct in hearing that you are dead, dwarf?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
The body I inhabit is dead as well.
I don't think that's quite the same thing, my friend.
How is it different?
Excuse me? How is what different?
How is your death different from mine?
My death was symbolic. I entered the Legion and thus my old life ended. But I imagine death will catch up with me soon enough. Don't you worry.
I do not worry. I was simply curious. So you believe you will die soon?
Won't we all?
I will not die. Not as you die.
Spirits such as yourself can be slain in this world. Maybe you can too.
That is a disturbing thought.
Glad to be of service. Sometimes you twitch uncontrollably.
Do I? It must be an interaction between me and Christoph's decaying body.
It's like you're dancing. Ooh, we should set you to music.
Has it occurred to you that I may be self-conscious about this twitching?
Oh, sorry, are you?
No.
Here's your dagger back.
Did I drop this?
Oh, no. I nicked it from your belt. Old habits die hard, you know.
Stealing is wrong.
Only if you get caught. And need I remind you that I wasn't caught?
I have tied my dagger to my belt. Should you try to steal it again, the rope will remind you that stealing is wrong.
But, you just told me I can no longer steal it. Why would I even try?
Anyway,
here's your ring back.
Your skin is peeling.
I hadn't noticed.
Could I offer you a poultice? Something anything? The sight is quite distressing.
I apologize, and I thank you for your offer, but nothing can be done. Christoph's body is dead.
I shan't hope for the smell to improve, then.
No, you probably shouldn't. This thing you did. The murders of those men in the forest.
What of it?
What you did was wrong. You must make amends.
And to whom should I make these amends? Those humans are dead, if you recall.
You must make amends to humans. It was your condemnation of their race that led to your folly.
I wouldn't expect that to occur any time soon.
Why do you believe that atonement is unnecessary?
By the creators, this again!
You murdered humans because you believed they had wronged you, yet they had not.
Humans have wronged my kind plenty.
Yet they were innocent of this.
Don't speak of what you do not understand, Spirit.
You are correct that I do not understand, Valana. Help me understand.
There is so much history between my kind and humans, Justice. Where would I begin?
You can only be responsible for your actions, your judgment. Does the same not apply to them?
You may be right. I don't know.
And the atonement?
I will atone when they do. What sort of atonement will be appropriate?
You have reconsidered, then?
I am simply curious to hear what you think would be suitable.
Teach them. Show these humans what they are so carelessly destroying.
And if they do not listen?
Then you have done what you could.
It's worth thinking about. What will happen to you once Christoph's body has fully decayed?
I do not know. Perhaps I will be drawn back to the Fade?
Or remain here, bound to the tiny motes of dust that once were Christoph.
Do you think that's possible?
I know less about this than you. How securely is your spirit bound to this body? Can you leave it?
I could, if I chose to.
Do you want to leave it?
I do not know anymore.
It seems you actually like this world.
I do. I've had experiences I cannot even begin to explain.
A pity that you'll soon fall apart.
I could find and inhabit another corpse. A female body might offer a different perspective, wouldn't you think?
If I die in your presence, you stay away from my body. You hear me?
Your objection is noted.
Now that you have a physical body, what do you plan to do with it?
Serve justice, as I always have.
I know what I'd do if I suddenly became a complete man.
You're alluding to something. I know not what.
You can't be that stupid.
We have work to do.
Technically, you're dead, right?
Yes, technically.
How does everything work? How do you grip your sword, for example?
I do not know. I just do. Magic, I suppose.
And, everything works? Everything's intact? All the plumbing?
You are alluding to something. I know not what.
Oh, come on!
You appear to have a preoccupation with beverages, dwarf. Why is that?
Beverages?
I refuse to call them spirits. It is a humiliating word for your drink.
Oh, you mean the booze. You should try it.
If it makes one act like you, I think not.
Your loss.
I attempted to consume one of your beverages.
Is that so? And how'd it treat you?
It did not treat me in any way. It tasted like poison.
That means you did it right.
You mortals are curious creatures.
You have memories, right? Christoph's memories.
Yes.
And Christoph was married. You have memories of that, yes?
Yes.
Aha! So you must know what I'm talking about.
Must I?
Come on. Christoph must have buttered the southern pony in his day.
I do not believe Christoph has ever seen a southern pony, let alone buttered it. What does that even mean?
Nothing. It means nothing.
You speak often of bodily functions.
Not half as often as they happen.
But why this preoccupation? I have a mortal body, yet it provides me no such amusement.
You have a dead mortal body. Try a living one sometime, and then we'll talk.
Possess a living host. I would never.
Tough break. Enjoy the corpse love.
I've watched you fight, Sigrun. The Legion of the Dead trains its people well.
Oh, they taught me a few tricks, but I was fighting long before then.
Oh, You fought in Orzamar's army.
Fighting for scraps of food, for a place to sleep, for survival.
Oh, I didn't mean...
It's all right. You're a noble.
Sigrun, I understand how difficult surviving poverty can be. When I came back from the Free Marches, I had nothing. No money, no family. Nothing.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
You have my respect for surviving what you did.
I didn't survive. Legion of the Dead, remember?
Oh. You don't think you're actually dead, do you?
Me? Not actually dead, no. Symbolically dead, perhaps.
And what is the difference?
Several pints of blood.
That part of Orzamar, Dust Town, it's called. Is it really as I've heard?
I have no idea. What have you heard?
That it's like a really terrible slum, or an alienage.
Oh, no. I've seen an alienage. It was rather nice.
I'm beginning to feel very fortunate.
Isn't perspective wonderful? You'd think people who are so tall would have more of it.
How do you stand living under all that rock?
I don't understand. We just do.
Orzamar is under a mountain. Just thinking about the crushing weight of a mountain overhead makes me shudder.
Surfacers live in buildings. If a building falls on you, it will make you just as dead.
Thanks for the reminder.
I found something under my bed at the keep. Something tells me it's yours.
Miss Maggie. I remember her. She's not mine. She belonged to my sister Delilah. Miss Maggie was her favorite doll.
Miss Maggie appears to be missing her arms.
Delilah and I had a fight. Then I ripped off Maggie's arms and hid them in places where Delilah would find them later.
What a sweetheart you were. Cheer up. No one loves a grump.
For a dead woman, you're remarkably perky.
I could be less perky if you like. The darkness of the deep roads has seeped into my soul. The world is dead. My heart is black. Alas. Woe. Woe.
Let's stick to perky.
So you not only gave up on killing the Grey Warden who murdered your father, you actually joined the Order.
Are you trying to pick a fight, Velana? Baiting me like this is juvenile.
I just wanted to know how you felt.
How do you feel knowing you murdered all those people because you were too arrogant to check your facts?
Warm and fuzzy.
You're a terrible person. And your ears are clownish.
What? Who's juvenile now?
You believe that your ancestors used to be immortal.
I don't believe it. It's true.
How do you know?
Why would the elders lie?
Why, indeed.
So you don't believe the elves were immortal?
When did I say that?
You asked me if I believed that my ancestors were once immortal.
And where in that question was it implied that I believed otherwise?
Then you do believe that the elves were immortal.
I didn't say that either.
You are exasperating.
So you have a sister as well? A younger sister?
That is no secret. I've mentioned her several times now.
I have a younger sister too. Had. She's dead now. I always thought she'd be here when I got back. When we were children, she put beetles in my blankets. She would laugh to hear me shriek.
Serani liked to put sap in my hair. She also pushed me into an icy river. Twice.
Ouch!
Yes. Why did I want to rescue her again?
Your glares suggest that you don't care for my presence.
I'm simply wondering how your kind can call yourselves nobles. It seems ironic.
We like irony, and it rolls off the tongue better than oppressors.
Ah, so you're a funny human.
Not I. I wouldn't dare lighten your mood, milady.
Ugh.
Still with the deadly looks, my lady.
My lady is such a human thing to call someone.
It is a term of respect. You think it's human to be respectful?
Now you're mocking me.
I think you're a lovely woman, and due some respect. So I call you a lady.
Well, stop it! I may have misjudged you a little.
Just a little.
I sometimes paint all humans with the same brush.
As long as it's such a pretty brush, I don't mind.
I'm sure I don't know what that means.
It means your apology is appreciated, my lady.
Well, then, good. When you were talking about the pretty brush, did you mean me?
It can't be the first time someone has said you're pretty.
And if it is,
Then you mustn't talk to many people.
most people aren't worth talking to.
The whole quiet and stoic thing must get you a lot of action, huh?
I take it you're an admirer, Oghren.
What? No! No, well, not unless... No!
Good. Then I needn't worry about getting too drunk at camp.
Okay, I like you, just not in that way.
My brother used to drink like you do, dwarf.
Fun fellow to have around then, your brother.
He could find his fun almost anywhere. And then he would vomit on your shoes.
Ah, good times.
Have you ever thought of returning to Orzammar?
Not sure I can. Technically, I'm a surface dwarf now.
Why, technically? You don't know for certain?
It's not like they send you a letter. Congratulations, you've been ejected from the warrior caste.
Do you care?
Sometimes. Then I drink more and it goes away.
Allow me to say, Sir Dwarf, that you are a frightening force on the battlefield.
Is this a joke? I only let loose that time because I was surprised.
No, it was a compliment.
I don't get many of those.
I don't see why. Your skills are... Okay, yes. I think I do see why.
You're rending house, little blighter.
That's one way of putting it.
They talked about you in the army. Fergus Kuzlin said you wouldn't have the stones to show your face again. But you proved him wrong. I respect that.
You do?
Yeah, throw caution to the wind, run headlong into danger, and sod the consequences. That's the only way to live.
Thanks. I think.
Yep, don't you give a piss what the others think. Oghren's got your back.
Were you there when my father was killed?
Don't go digging in the dust for things laid to rest. It does no one any good.
Whatever people say about him, he was still my father. And I just want to know if he suffered.
I'm not the person to ask.
Very well, Oghren. Evade the question.
You know, when your father took over the Jarl of Denerim's palace, he moved his bedroom next to the dungeon.
What are you talking about?
Sounds like someone liked to nip down for a bit of torture before bedtime.
Delilah did say that father had begun indulging his darker side.
Hey, everyone needs daddy issues. Just trying to help.
You're the first elf I've ever known. Do you feel honored?
Why would I feel honored?
Your actions will influence my opinions of your race. Forever.
Oh, thank you. I needed more anxiety.
Glad to help. You're really, really grumpy.
You noticed.
I'm good at reading people.
Ah, so it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm terribly obvious about it.
Your ears are so pointy, like an animal. Do they make it easier for you to hear?
Are you saying my ears are big?
Not excessively so.
You think they're clownish, don't you?
You know, now that you mention it...
I knew it! Don't talk to me. I swear I saw you pick up a handful of dirt and sniff it back there.
I didn't.
You did. I saw you.
Fine. But it smells good, like fallen leaves and sunlight. Aren't elves supposed to be close to nature?
Figuratively. We don't stuff our noses in it. Why are you so loyal to your Legion of the Dead and to Orzammar? Don't they hate you?
They do. I'm casteless, so I'm worthless to them.
And yet you'll give your life away to prove what?
That I'm more than I say I am?
You don't owe them anything. You don't need to prove your worth to them.
Maybe I need to prove it to myself.
Sigrun, is it true that dwarves are born as rocks?
Born as rocks?
I knew it! That slimy, foul-breathed toadstool. Pink rocks are girls, grey ones are boys. And I almost believed him.
Who? Oghren? You believed Oghren?
So, you come here often?
No, I've never been this close to the surface.
Well, you're welcome to come with me anytime. Anytime.
I'm sorry, what?
The name's Oghren, by the way. but the ladies pronounce it Oghren. So, what are you doing tonight?
Sleeping. Alone. With a knife under my pillow.
Hot.
Honestly, Oghren, what's the point? I'm in the Legion of the Dead. Nothing between us will last.
Exactly. All the fun, none of the commitment.
Ugh. I've never walked in a city where people didn't glare at me and make cruel remarks.
Up here, they do that to elves.
And here I was thinking that surfacers were different.
What's it take to get that cold heart beating for Oghren?
Not this again.
Come on, don't tell me you wouldn't like to feel hot blood pumping through those dead Legionnaire veins.
Oghren, I don't want to have anything to do with you or the words hot and pumping.
Oh, I'll get through to you, lady. Oghren will just keep ramming up against that armor of yours.
Go away, please. You're embarrassing. For all your faults, Oghren, you are a remarkable fighter.
Really? Let's go round the corner so I can show you something else remarkable.
It was just a friendly compliment.
You're friendly, I'm brazen and lustful. We're even.
Oghren, I could light your breath on fire.
That's not the only thing you could light on fire, saucy lady.
Do you ever stop drinking?
Oh, don't you worry about that. It enhances the Oghren experience. I'm like a cherry soaked in brandy, plump, juicy, and full of intoxicating flavor. You remind me of Bronca sometimes.
I remind you of your ex-wife who fed her entire house to Darkspawn in a search for a magical anvil?
Yeah. Well, no, not when you put it that way.
Smooth, Oghren. Real smooth.
Hey there, broody. I've got just the thing to cure that pout.
Fine, Oghren. You win. Take me now. Why the hesitation? I want a big helping of that secret recipe of Ogren's. Served hot. I knew it. You're all talk, Oghren. Deep down, you're scared of women.
Why are you so resistant, woman?
I'm not resistant.
Really? Yeah, great. You, me, the bushes. Let's get those branches a-rustling.
Sure. Just one question, though.
Ooh, speak your mind, you spicy kumquat.
I'm gonna prefer women by the time this is over, right?
Oh, and she hits below the belt.
Did you tell Valana that dwarves are born as little rocks?
No. Maybe. Yes? Yeah. Valana takes herself too seriously. And come on, it was funny.
All right, it was funny. You should have seen her afterwards. She was huffing like a constipated Bronto.
Hot.
All right, Oghren. Let's be serious for once.
Ogren's gonna get serious all over here.
Oghren, why are you constantly so obscene? Do you really like me, or are you just obnoxious? What? I grew up in the slums of Dusttown. You think I haven't had my fair share of dusters?
What's with women's preoccupation with talking about feelings? Yeah, I like you. I thought it'd be obvious.
Well, good. Maybe we should discuss it, and this time keep the dirty talk for later.
If you must be so close, Dwarf, I'd prefer that you turn your head.
Well, sorry for looking. I can't help that your womanly splendor is at eye level.
What? I was referring to your...
Oh, you weren't talking about... what were you talking about?
Your breath, Dwarf. The fell cloud that emanates from your gaping maw.
They didn't call me the Lady Killer of Orzammar for nothing.
Is it true the dwarves are dwindling? The Darkspawn always at the gates of Orzammar, threatening to overwhelm you?
Yes, and yes. It's only a matter of time.
We elves are few in number, and every one of us is precious. But you isolate your casteless, forbid them from bearing weapons, and you saw what happened in Calhiral.
Yes, well, the noble caste has a stick up its collective butt, a stick called tradition.
Tell me about your people, dwarf.
Well, elf, for starters. We do not like being called dwarf.
I apologize. Please tell me about your people, Oghren.
I'll tell you one thing. You bony human and elven types have nothing on our women.
You think I'm bony?
Yeah, look at that rump. You call that a rump? A man needs some cushion.
Why do your people revere the stone so much?
It's because we come from the stone. When we come out of our mothers, we're small, round rocks. Pink-streaked rocks are girls, and gray ones are boys. The rocks must be dipped in lava for a few moments each day to keep warm.
Like an egg? That can't be right.
Are you questioning dwarven nature and tradition? I'm insulted. Every year, a few unlucky parents drop the rock into the lava and can't get it out. Very sad. But you do it right, and in a few weeks, the rock cracks open, revealing a bouncing dwarven baby. Oh, don't say anything. Every noise feels like a rusty nail shoved in my forehead.
Had a bit too much fun last night? I can help. I had clanmates as bad as you. They used this root as a remedy, powdered and mixed with water. Here.
Thanks.
Just a little something to caution you against telling me more tales about baby rocks.
I just told you a harmless lie, but you... Oh, when does the swelling go down? It's throbbing.
That's a lot of rock over our heads. Miles and miles of rock. How common are cave-ins down here, do you think? It's dark down here, and heavy, and dark. Is this a bad time to tell you I'm claustrophobic? Oh, look, more trees. What a shock. Forests have a lot of animals, don't they? Dirty, filthy beasts. I was never much of a man for nature. All things considered, I'd rather be sitting in a tavern. Do you keep track of how many darkspawn you kill? We should compete. Well, this is more pleasant than sitting in a Templar cell. I wish this didn't ride up my backside. So, what do you do with a drunken sailor? Point the way, fearless leader. I wish I could tell the first enchanter I'm a Grey Warden now. Maker, I hated that bastard. Who's the pretty kitty? Yes, you are. What do you think of your name, Sir Pouncelot? Do you think it's appropriate? Who's a good kitty? You are. Ooh, yes, you are. Are you hungry, Sir Pouncelot? I have some dried mackerel you could nibble on. Maker's breath, kitty. What have you been eating? Does this make you my familiar, Sir Pouncelot? What do you think? You know, Mage has created Mabari hounds. Maybe I could make you just as smart as those stupid dogs. Hello, Sir Pouncelot. Still intact, I see. Shall I train you to become a vicious attack kitten? No rest for the wicked, I'm feeling faint, losing a lot of blood. I think I heard something snap. I have my limits, you know. I'm gonna need healing. Is that all my blood? Bandages! Bandages! That's big. Maybe you should go ahead of me. Did you hear that? Maybe I should just hang back here behind you. You can command me any time. Still worked out, despite all your bungling. I've got a spell just for you. Damsels in distress, waiting to be saved. Just because you're the commander doesn't mean that you get to... command. Never mind. Ugh, you slave driver. What do you want now? Again? What? Yes, I heard you. Ooh, for me? Ooh. Don't mind me, just counting my toes. for the 100th time. Do you really want me to stuff a fireball down your throat? Hand me that sword, please. Worst idea in the history of ever. I'm scared. Hold me. I once started a rumour about secret passages in the tower. Had the Templars pressing their noses to the walls for months. Hilarious.
I have injured myself, it seems. Pain is an interesting concept. Surely there is something we should be doing. You said these were trees, did you not? What a strange sensation to have so much earth over one's head. Tunnels such as these do not collapse, do they? There are places within the Fade that are far darker than this. This world of yours is far more colourful than I imagined, and more noisy. This place seems very large. Is there no end to it? In the Fade, the world changes around you constantly, but not here. Will I return to the Fade one day? Is it even possible? Being within this body, looking through its eyes, is so very strange. Is that the wind? It feels good on my face. A world ruled by order, static and unchanging. I like it. We should not tarry. There is justice to be done. The Darkspawn await retribution. Be wary. There is much in this world that would prey on you. One can see for miles. I never thought the world of mortals would be so beautiful. Let us avoid direct confrontation with these Darkspawn. Kristoff's body is showing disturbing wear and tear. Kristoff has memories of this place. He would recommend the roast boar at the inn. This is where mortals come to trade. I once tried to trade with a hunger demon. It wasn't very reasonable.
How old do you think this place is? Watch your step. Loose rocks all over the place. It's a little dark, isn't it? It's good to be in the fresh air again. I do like the outdoors. We should keep our mind on the task at hand. I don't think we should dally here. I think I just stepped in mud. Never thought I'd be travelling with grey wardens. I can't wait to get back to the keep for a hot meal. I didn't know the grey wardens did this much walking. All this travelling reminds me of that 1 year in Kirkwall. Don't worry, I'll keep my mouth firmly shut. Why don't I just wait in the corner then? I'm fine. It's just a flesh wound. I'm not permanently damaged, am I? What? Do you want me to fetch you a glass of water? Do this, do that. Oh, go soak your head. Why does it feel like I'm being dragged around by unseen forces? You have very strange tastes.
Hello, I'm Sigrun. I'm here to kill you. On my tippy toes. Quiet as a nug in a rug. Oh, Commander, my commander. You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. Shh! If you are so intent on announcing our arrival to the Darkspawn, maybe you should have brought a trumpet. Come on, move those feet. I guess I'm still alive. Funny how that keeps happening. Darkspawn standing under ancient, crumbling statuary. I smell an opportunity. Ooh, this is exciting. It's so dark and damp, and look at all those strange, twisted trees. Ooh! This is just a dream. This is just a dream, right? It can't hurt me, right? That's the village. So we're in a dream of a forgotten place? Wow, that's profound. I'm going to slip on this slimy muck and fall to my death. No glorious final battle for you, Sigrun.
Maybe I should pretend to be doing something. What's the point of having walls? I'm just as cold in here as out there. I would like some time to myself. To be so deep under the earth without seeing the sky, it frightens me. endless echoes in this place. It is strange. These tunnels are a sight. I have a newfound respect for the Durgenlin. That man over there, I do not like the way he looked at me. The humans pave over the earth in so much of their cities. It feels wrong. Ugh, why have you brought me to this place? It is unsettling, sleeping under this ceiling. Creators, it's like being pestered by a child. Must you disrupt my thoughts? Are all Grey Wardens this irritating? What? Don't you have something better to do? Pestering me again? Is there no end to your demands? We are tramping on the bones of the dead. That is never a good thing. These humans flaunt their contempt of nature. Look at this poor defenseless tree. As usual, someone just thinks the word darkspawn and off we go, scurrying to find them.
Wow, the deep roads are darker than I remember them. This brings back memories. Do you see any nugs? Feeling a bit peckish. We're going to the tavern now, right? Ah, the stench of human depravity. Oh, wait, that's just me. What is it with you and tromping through forests? You want to talk? I'm busy getting leaves out of my unmentionables. Hey, look at me. I'm an elf. Trees are pretty. Tra-la-la. Ooh, I think a blister on my foot just exploded. Need something pummeled? Just say the word. Is anyone ever happy with what they have? We always want more. More because... more. Now this is what I'm talking about. Skirts, drink, and music. You think one of them would give a dwarf a go? Or maybe two of them? This stuff looks like Felsey's first day festival stew. The girl has her strengths, but cooking is not one of them. Secret doors. Useful for sneaking out without the wife noticing. Those tentacles, the waving, it's kind of hypnotic, isn't it? Can we get moving already? All this greenery is making my beard itch. A ballista? Those things are for cowards and elderly women. Come on, let's get our hands dirty. Ah! Oh, I thought I saw... Walking around in a magical dream village. I've had enough of this touchy-feely head trip. Someone told me you could buy anything in the marketplace. They lied. No pickled nug anywhere. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to mess with dead people?